Hi, my name is Cherilyn Woo and I am a theatre director and writer here in Singapore. I'm also an associate director with 9 Years Theatre. Today I'm coming to you from my study and I'll be reading a scene from one of my favorite plays of all time, Goethe's Faust. The play is based off a legend and is a story of a highly intelligent scholar of great achievement who finds himself dissatisfied with life. He then meets a devil who offers him a deal. Faust then takes this deal and exchanges his own soul for greater knowledge and pleasure. The scene happens pretty early on in the play. It takes place in Faust's study and it's a conversation between him and his assistant Wagner and their differing opinions on the value of knowledge. What you don't feel, you will not grasp by art, unless it wells out of your soul and with sheer pleasure takes control, compelling every listener's heart. But sit and patch and knead, cook a ragu, reheat your hashes, blow at the sparks and try to breed a fire out of piles and ashes. Children and apes may think it great if that should titillate your gum. But from heart to heart you will never create. If from your heart it does not come. Yet much depends on the delivery. I still lack much, don't you agree? Let him look for honest gain, let him not be a noisy fool. All that makes sense you can explain without the tricks of any school. If you have anything to say, why juggle words for a display? Your glittering rhetoric, subtly disciplined, which for mankind thin paper garland weaves, is as unwholesome as the foggy wind that blows in autumn through the wilted leaves. Oh God, art is forever and our life is brief. I fear that with my critical endeavor, my head and my heart may come to grief. How hard the scholar's means are to array with which one works up to the source before we have traversed but half the course, we wretched devils pass away. Parchment. Is that the sacred fount from which you drink to still your thirst forever? If your refreshment does not mount from your soul, you gain it never. Forgive, it does seem so sublime entering into the spirit of time to see what wise men who lived long ago believed, till we at last have all the highest aims achieved. Up to the stars. Achieve indeed. My friend, the times that antecede our own are books safely protected by 7 seals. What spirit of the time you call is but scholar's spirit, after all, in which times past are now reflected. In truth, it is often pathetic. And when one sees it, one would run away, a garbage pail perhaps, a storage attic, at best a pompous moralistic play with wonderfully edifying quips, most suitable to come from puppets' lips. And yet the world, the man's heart and spirit, oh, that everyone knew part of the same. The things that people claim to know. Who dares to call the child by its true name? The few that saw something like this and, starry-eyed but foolishly, with glowing hearts avert their feelings, and their visions before the common herd have at all times been burned and crucified. I beg you, friend, it is deep into the night, we must break off this interview. In 2019, I got to direct an adaptation in response to Goethe's Faust. It was performed in Mandarin by the ensemble actors of 9 Years Theatre. Faust is a text that I continually go back to. I'm constantly inspired by it, both as an artist and as a person. I think what I'm always reminded by in the play is how powerful our perceptions and our own limitations can be on us. And I think that sometimes by focusing so much on the limitations, it can build this prison around us in which we can't see outside of it, and we forget that we hold the key. So in that Faust and Wagner scene, that comparison between how they view knowledge in their lives is so interesting, because it's just a matter of perspective and how you feel and think about things. And I think sometimes we are like Faust, we feel the burden of knowledge and the dissatisfaction of our own human limitations. But maybe sometimes if we can remember to be like Wagner, to always be curious and to always be interested in learning new things despite the limitations, maybe we might find a way out of that dissatisfaction. Thank you for listening, and I hope you are all keeping safe and keeping well.